Hey, it's T and welcome to my kitchen. If you have not started planting your seeds yet for this growing season, raise your hand. I'll raise both of mine. Today, I'm going to start sowing my seeds. So if you have not started yours yet, don't fret. We still have time. Let's get started. As you can see, I have already chosen the seeds that I'll be sowing this year. I'm going to be starting my seeds indoors, but there are some that I'll probably sow outdoors. I'll direct sow at some point, but today we're focused on what I will be starting indoors. So I've already chosen what we're going to be planting today, and I started with items that my family eats. So this is my number one tip to you. If you are a new grower, grow only food that your family eats for sure. It's okay to experiment with a crop or two, but for the most part, use your resources to plant the items that you normally use. So in my case, that would be green beans, a couple of melons, some peppers. We have jalapeno peppers and bell peppers. I have some marigolds. The last time I planted these was when I was a kid, and that was with my mom. I have cucumbers because we love cucumbers around here. Lots of tomatoes, but one thing that I'm doing differently this year is that last year I grew some beefsteak tomatoes and lots of cherry tomatoes. I still like cherry tomatoes a lot because I snack on those, but I'll be growing more Roma tomatoes than I grew last year because I need enough to make my own tomato sauces and paste. So I'm going to be growing a lot more paste tomatoes this year. I also have some spinach, some romaine, some mixed greens here. Then I have basil, a few different kinds of basil. I have cilantro and mint. Now for the herbs over here, I'm not 100% sure that I'll be planting those inside in soil. I may just continue to grow those in my arrow gardens. By the way, I have 3 arrow gardens, and I might save these for those, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, and where's my kale? I grow lots of kale in my arrow garden because I love kale. I use it in smoothies most of the time, so I need some more. I need to bring out some kale seeds. But I also love spinach in my smoothies and lots of other things. So we are going to get started with these in just a moment, but let me show you what soil I'll be using. I'll be sowing my seeds in this Miracle-Gro indoor potting mix. This is specifically for seed starting. I have 2 8-quart bags of this. This is exactly what I used last year. Look, I'm new at this. Not totally new, but I'm still pretty new at this. So if you do something differently, do what works for you. If you don't do something differently because you're totally a new beginner, you can follow my advice. You can look up some other advice, but this is what I'm going to do here today. But the most exciting part of my video is coming right up because I need to put these seeds into some seed starting trays. So let me show you what I'm going to be putting them into. For the past few weeks, my husband and I have been cooking up something really special. I love bright colors. I like unique colors. I like food that comes in a lot of different colors. So I'm one to like blue grits and red grits and yellow grits. In addition to white grits, I'm one who likes different colors of corn. I like a variety of things. So what I've done in the past in terms of our seed trays is I have purchased them from Dollar Tree and big box stores. And I haven't really been happy because those are generally one-time use products. But I have something here that my husband and I have been working on. It is so me. It is my personality. So I'm excited to be sharing that with you in this moment. So I wanted some seed starting trays that were more than one-time use, that were biodegradable and sustainable, and that were good for the earth. But I also wanted something that had a lot of color, boldness to it, because that's like me. So here's the first one that I'm going to show you. By the way, these will be available on our website, but I want to give away 1 to 2 viewers. So let's see what we have here. So these are yellow seed starting trays. I call this one lemon. It also comes with a self-watering tray. So you would put your water here in this tray and it would collect down here. But that's not the best part. We also have these lids here. So these lids are light enough to allow some sunlight to come through, but there's like this little funnel right here in which you would pour your water, and then the water funnels down into your plant. Let me give you a close-up so that you can see exactly how this works. So here's the tray, the self-watering tray. You would put some water in here. This is the 4-cell tray. And then we have this watering lid up here. So the water would go right here. You can see there's a little hole in there. And then it would direct the water into each of the 4 cells via this design right here in the middle. So this is the whole 3-piece set. Now the set will be available individually, so you don't have to buy all 3 parts. You can buy the watering trays here. You can buy the 4-cell trays. You can even buy this right here. You can buy the watering lid. By the way, if you hear a lot of noise, we're having a grass cut right now. I'm so sorry about that, but this is life. This is real life. So that's one of the bold colors that I love so much. Here's another of the colors. I call this one raspberry. So we have lemon and raspberry right here. This one is a taller version. So let me show you side by side so that you can see the size difference right here. And I call this color banana or sunflower, but banana is what I'm going with right now. I have a traditional gardening color, so this one is brown, but I'm calling this milk chocolate because I'm extra. All of these will have watering trays. You can even mix and match the sets. You do not have to get a tray, a watering tray that matches your 4-cell tray. You can mix and match that if you'd like. And then here, I'm calling this one ocean or maybe even blue raspberry. This is another one of the taller ones. This one I'm calling watermelon. We also have trays available for watermelon. I have a combination one over here. Actually, I have 2 combination sets. So this one here, I'm calling watermelon lemon. I love this combination. And then this one here is chocolate dipped raspberries. Chocolate dipped raspberries. So this is what my husband and I have been cooking up. So I'm excited to be using these today for my own. But wait a minute, we have more. But wait, there's more. So last year, after my husband saw me go out and purchase a lot of the one-time use trays, he said, you know what, I'm going to do something for you. He actually surprised me. So he didn't tell me in advance, he surprised me with this. And I love it. It is something that I used last year. I let them sit outside forever without even bringing them in the house. They were exposed to the elements all summer, all fall, all winter. So let me just go ahead and get to it. So right here is one that I used last year. It's still pretty dirty. I did rinse it a little bit, but it's still pretty dirty. But this one has a water collection. It's got a water reservoir here at the bottom. So this is also a self-watering seed tray. It has these little pots here, which is where you would put your soil and your seeds. It has a whole lid here. So right here, so the whole piece is like, the whole set is 8 pieces. Now this right here, this just goes in here. This is a 6-cell seedling tray. So right here. And then, because I am me, my husband made other colors. So here we have green. And then we have purple. Now, the plan is to make all of these available in various colors. So if I have the purple in this design, I also want the purple in this design. So those will be up on the website pretty soon. Every color will be available for every style. However, the colors will be limited edition. I'm not sure if we'll bring them back after we do a first run or a second run, but this is not all of what we have. This is just what I wanted to show you today. So I will leave a link in the description box letting you know exactly where you can sign up and like our Facebook page. You can sign up for our website. It is coming soon, so please be patient with us on that one. I am building this site. My husband and I both build websites. We both used to build websites, and we're both still highly capable of doing that. So I'm still kind of working on the website and the shop as well, so bear with me. I've got a lot going on here. But let's go ahead and get some seeds started. In order to do that, however, these all need soil. Be right back. Okay, so all of our seed starting trays have been filled with soil. By the way, here's one that I forgot to show you earlier. This is a banana one. of the 6-cell variety, just like this one right here, that 4-cell. So I have that one filled with soil as well. I have these also. So let's see, I mentioned that tomatoes are high on my list of things to produce this year. So I'm going to go ahead and start with tomatoes. I think I'll be planting tomatoes in this tall one here, and then maybe this one here, bare minimum. So I have some Roma tomato seeds here. I purchased these at Menards when they were on sale about 2 months ago for 10 cents a pack. 10 cents a pack, not the 59 cents that's right here. So let's see, these right here, you can sow them indoors or outdoors. Indoors, they take 8 to 14 days to germinate, and they will take about 70 to 80 days to mature. So here where I am, which is zone 6B, we are able to plant our things outside after Mother's Day. And while these may not be ready just yet to do that, it's okay because I'm going to go to 2 of the local farmers that I went to last year. They had some amazing crops and they had some excellent varieties. So that was part of my plan all along anyway. That might be why I procrastinated so much. I don't know. But I absolutely think it's important to learn how to grow your own food from seeds, how to save your own seeds. So if you get heirloom seeds, how to save your own seeds for future plantings. But when you're in a pinch, or when you're in a time crunch like me, I'm just gonna go buy some. There is no shame. I don't have to be a purist. I just wanna make sure that I'm growing for my family. Yes, at some point I wanna make sure that I'm not having to buy seedlings from other people. I want to be the one who has enough seedlings to sell to others, but that's not where I am this year, at least not for the spring planting. Maybe for the fall planting I'll be there. But this year I will be planting these right here, and I'll also be using some things from a farmer. So this right here is, let's see, these are Roma tomatoes. I know that I said I was going to start them here. I think I'll start the Roma tomatoes over here. And I'm just going to put in a couple of seeds into each pod or each tray. And we're going to pray for the best. Plant and pray for the best. So let me check. Make sure you're always reading your packet. So for this one right here, I have to sow at a depth of, let's see, a 1/2 inch. Not too much, a 1/2 inch. So those will be Romas. Actually, I'm going to make this one Romas too because, as I said, I want to grow a lot of Roma tomatoes so that I can make my own paste. There's like a little stick in here. Don't need that. I know that's what comes with buying some of these soils. But right now, I am not a purist of any kind. I don't have a lot of preferences. I'm just going to do what works for me. And if I find something later that works for me, I don't have a problem switching over to that. So that is the entire first pack of Roma seeds there. I know I have another one. It's right here in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead and start planting these as well. I did not bring labels over with me, so I need to make sure I remember what in the world I have planted in these in these pods. But the great thing is that because I am recording this, I can always use this as my guide when I go back and label everything. So don't be like me. Make sure that you have things to label with. If you have the labeling sticks, you can have the wooden ones. You can have like the plastic ones, or you can even use tape, like masking tape or painter's tape, and you can just put that anywhere on your trays. We don't have to be really fancy with any of this. So I'm going to go ahead and make some more. I'm going to sow some more Roma tomato seeds. So at least that part will be easy because Roma tomato seeds will be what I have in these trays over here. I still have a few more Roma seeds from last year, but I think I'm going to hold on to that. So all of these are Roma seeds. So let's see, this one over here, I think I'm going to plant I have some, let's see, I have more Roma seeds. I'll just go ahead and put these together because they're family. And then I have these beefsteak tomatoes right here. And I have some cherry tomato seeds. I feel like, let's see, I'm going to put the cherry tomato seeds over here in this one. But I need a lot more snacking tomatoes, so I'll show you that in a minute. I do have some left over from last year, but I feel like I need to buy some more. I do not need to grow as many as I grew last year, but I guess I can because the plan for those was to snack on them, which I did, to use them for salads and also to use them for salsas. So I can use those, I can still use those for more than just snacking tomatoes. So let me go ahead and put some of these. These are red cherry large fruited tomato seeds, and I purchased these at Dollar Tree. I think, they are 3 for $1.50 right now. But I bought those a couple of months ago. I'm sure the price is still the same. So yes, I've had these items on hand for a long time. I just had not gotten around to sowing some seeds. So here we are in early May, trying to play catch up, but like really, other than the calendar and the weather, like who am I trying to catch up with? Because it's certainly no one else. I'm just trying to make sure that I meet some targets that I set for myself in terms of growing for my family. I'm not really trying to keep up with anyone else, and so that would be my advice to you as well. Don't try to keep up with other people. And in these, let's see if I have any left. This feels pretty empty, but why on earth would I save some? Okay, there are some seeds in here. So these are, I need to do this. I'm going to do this in that way. Are these seeds in here? There are seeds in here? Okay, but I'm going to put this here so that I'll remember exactly what I planted. That's another way to remember. If you're forgetful like me, just put these packets on top of the seedling trays so you won't forget what you planted. So right here, these are yellow pear tomatoes. I grew a ton of these last year. I love these. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant what I have here. There's not a lot of seeds left. I actually don't need to use them all though. And for these right here, the depth is just 1/4 inch. So let me go ahead and get started. These are, yes, these are the yellow pear tomatoes. And let's see, being the weirdo that I am, I want to try to color code a little bit. This is not quite the yellow. This would have been more appropriate for this. Don't you think? Don't these match? But I'm going to go ahead and put those in this one right here because after all, it's still yellow. Lemon yellow, but yes. And by the way, I grew some lemon boys last year. I think they were like large beefsteak type tomatoes. Those were really good. Maybe they weren't beefsteak, but I think they were. But I grew those. Those were pretty good. I also grew some, I grew like quite a few varieties of tomatoes, but there were some black creme tomatoes. Those were awesome. Some midnight snacking tomatoes, which I feel like, oh no, these are the black cherry ones. But I will be, Lord, I don't know, I'm losing track over here. I don't even know if I put seeds in all these pots. I need to keep on track. I need to keep on track. This is me, quite the silly one. Okay, so again, so that I don't forget, I'm just gonna put that right up there because I will forget something from one moment to the next. So right here, so that's a lot of tomatoes. Let me see. I want to move these trays around a little bit so that I can see what I have left to plant. And of course, I can get some more trays if I need to do that. But these are all the tomatoes right here. And then next, I want to make sure that I am planting some bell peppers and some cucumbers. So let's go ahead. Oh, well, no, I want to plant some more snacking cherry tomatoes. So these are a black cherry variety right here. I do have enough seeds to put in here. I'm just going to drop in, 2, maybe 3, just in case things don't work out, with a seed or 2. I will still have an opportunity for some others to have germinated. So I'm going to drop a couple in here in each one of these. And then we will see what we get. This should be, ooh, yeah, there's still some in here. Let's see, 1/4 inch planting depth for those. I guess I can't talk today. So there's that. And now let's see, cucumbers. So I am going to, no, we're not going to do cucumbers next because that's not in the order that I'm trying to go. So next we're going to do bell peppers. I love bell peppers of all colors. I like the red, the yellow, the orange, the purple. I haven't seen the white ones yet, but I know they're a thing, but I just have not seen them with my own two eyes. And of course, the ones that I grew up on, which were the green ones. So today I'll be planting some purple ones, and I think I need to grab some seeds for the other colors. I did save some of my own seeds a couple of years ago. I saved some red, yellow, and orange ones. I didn't label them, so it would just come up as whatever is coming up as, but these right here are purple. I have grown these for a couple of years, and so I am confident in growing these again. So let's see. These need to be here. Goodness, that's hard to read. So a planting depth of 1/4 inch. These, of course, it says to start inside 8 to 10 weeks before last frost. That's not a thing with me right now, so I'm just gonna roll with this. But let's see. Germination period is 10 to 21 days. So we'll have some black, no, these are purple bell peppers. We'll have some of those popping up here at some point if things go as planned. Things please go as planned. Please don't do your own thing. Go as planned by me. So there we go right there. And then I'm going to put the rest of these back in here. I don't want to put too many in because you know how when you have to thin them out and pinch out some of them and then essentially send them to an early grave? I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. So I'm just not going to put myself in a position to have to do that too often. So that's that one. Let me go ahead and grab some of the orange, yellow, and red tomato seeds. Be right back. I know that I said tomato seeds, but I meant pepper seeds. So red, yellow, and orange bell pepper seeds right here that I saved from last year. I dehydrated them, or I just let them dry out naturally. I didn't use a dehydrator. I just let them dehydrate themselves. But that is what I'm going to put here. Again, I don't know what's what. So we may have some yellow ones and orange ones and red ones all come up in the same trays. And that is okay by me. So as far as the planting depth, I'm just going to go with 1/4 inch since that's what was on the package for the purple bell peppers. So I'm going to put that right here. And that means at least with the soil filled trays, I have one more to choose from, but of course I can fill some other trays. Maybe I should do that because I still need to plant some cucumbers. That's important to plant some cucumbers. My son, he heard me recording. He said, very important, because he loves snacking on cucumbers. I love cucumbers for all kinds of things, but he loves them to snack on as well. So I need to make sure that I put some of his very important cucumber seeds into the soil. Very important. All right, so let's see. These were to be planted at a depth of 1.5 inches, which is quite common when you have the larger seeds. So I'll just make sure I cover these a little bit more, push them down in there a little bit more. And again, I'm going to place this on top so that I can remember what in the world I planted in here. But I do feel like I need to grab a couple of more seed starting trays because I want to get some more, let's see, I might want to plant some of these seeds. These are sweet pepper seeds, like bell peppers, that I picked up. I picked up these seeds at Dollar Tree. And I also have a few varieties of cucumbers, actually. I have some, let's see, some straight 8s and some Market More 76s. I don't know what in the world that means, but these are what they look like. And I purchased these at Dollar Tree as well. Let's see, for the spinach and romaine and the basil and all of those things, I think I won't be starting those right now. Oh, but I did want to start. I have some melons over here, but I also have my green beans. Green beans. These are heat tolerant, so that's pretty good because that's what they're going to be faced with anyway right now. I plant them here soon. So let me see. I have some. These are these bush beans? Yeah, these are bush beans here, and these are bush beans as well. This one's open, so I think I'll go with this one, but let me go ahead and fill another seed cell, another tray. So I have another yellow one right here that I have filled with soil. This is the lemon yellow again, because remember, this one is banana or sunshine, but this is lemon. And so for this one, I need to put some of these beans in here. And let's see, these are a planting depth of 1 to 2 inches is what they require. So I'm going to go ahead and put most likely 2 in each one, just in case one doesn't germinate. By the way, these are left over from last year, as are most of my seeds. Some are new, but these did yield me some beans last summer. Oh, I only have 2 left after this. But I do like these, so this is something I would definitely buy again. So I'm going to put this one here. Those are beans. So let me go ahead and clean this area up. Actually, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and move these in front because I need to water these, and I do not want to block, obviously, the soil because I need to put water in here, but I don't want to put these packets anywhere else because then I really will forget what I did, and I would absolutely have to use the video to put this one right here on the side. I would absolutely have to use the video to figure out what in the world I planted in what tray. So that's that right there. I actually can plant some more, but let me just go ahead and get these watered. So once these have some roots, once these seeds have germinated, and then eventually when they develop some roots, I can water from the bottom. But today, because I have just planted these, I'm going to go ahead and water from the top because I want to make sure that my seeds actually do germinate. I'm spilling water. That's a lot of water spilled. A lot of water. Didn't mean to do that. I probably should bring these a little bit closer to me so I'm not leaning across the island like this. I will go back over these and just make sure that they are pressed down enough so that the seeds are getting some water. I don't want the water to pool on top and then not actually make it to the seeds that need it for germination. And there you have it. I've planted some tomato seeds, some bell peppers, some cucumbers. I have a lot of other things to plant as well, but those are not on my list of things to do today, I don't think. But that's what's going to be in this video anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and place these where they belong. I'm going to have them under a grow light or some grow lights in my family room. So they'll be getting a little bit of direct light. Actually, it's probably more indirect light because the roof over the deck is going to, make it indirect in that case. But I'll have some grow lamps in there. And hopefully in a few weeks, I can plant these outside in the garden. Oh, by the way, if you want to win one of these, I'll be giving away one of the 6-cell trays and one of the 4-cell trays. And with this, I will provide the tray itself, the tray for the soil. I'll include the watering tray right here. And I'll also include the lids here. So if you want to have a chance to win this, I am going to pick a couple of winners from the comment section. So leave a comment below with this message: purple hair. Purple hair, 2 words, purple hair. It doesn't matter if it's in lowercase, uppercase, just make sure you comment purple hair and you will be entered to win one of these seed trays. Also, you do need to be in the continental US to be eligible to win this. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have not planted your seeds yet, get to it. We're kind of running out of time, but if you don't mind planting some that someone else grew for you, that works too. The goal here is just to be as self-sufficient as possible, but sometimes we do need to rely on our outside resources. So go ahead and get started with your things. If you've already started, let me know. Leave a comment below and tell me what exactly you have been planting or what you have planted, or let me know if you haven't started and what you plan to plant. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a share. That way other people will get a chance to take a look at the video and not feel so alone because I am late. They may be late. They'll have some hope. I'm kind of a newbie, not totally. My goal is to reach out to other people, especially newbies, who need some help along the way so that they can be on the journey to self-sufficiency and self-reliance. But my website for These seed trays will be up soon. It is getsproutable.com, getsproutable.com. Again, right now it's not live. I'm still working on the back end of it. Getsproutable.com, but also you can check us out on Facebook. Our page is Sproutable. Sproutable on Facebook. So I hope you enjoy this video. Again, give it a like, a comment, a share, and then subscribe to this channel so that you'll see more videos like this in the future. Stay blessed and happy homesteading.